listening to LOA Recon with the Good Vibe Coach Jeanette Ma, where we dissect the ins and outs and the art and science of conscious creation, all intended to amp up your manifesting game. Let's have some fun together. Hey, it's me again. Thanks for letting me in your world again today, because I've got a little manifesting tip that I wanted to share with you. I think it's an easy way to come into alignment that many of us don't practice regularly, but is super powerful. I'm talking about how when you notice that there's something that you want from someone else, or maybe even something else, and you might be tempted to go about, traditional ways of manifesting that outcome. You know what? Sometimes the best way, the best approach to get what you want, it's to give it to yourself first. Like maybe it's when you want the interviewer to give you the job offer, or you want the landlord to pick you as the new tenant, or maybe you want Amazon to give you the status of having the best-selling book. Or, maybe you want your partner to be more considerate, or your neighbors to be quieter, whatever it is you want from someone or something else. Practice giving it to yourself first. That is such a cool way to align with it. And it guarantees that you get what you want because you're no longer waiting on someone or something outside of you to deliver it. You give it to yourself first. It's a really cool thing. When you do that, you become the vibration of it, and that makes it really easy for law of attraction to bring you more of the same. So again, it's a powerful way to get lined up with what you want. The trick for a lot of folks is in believing that they can actually give themselves what they want. Like they're so convinced that what they desire has to come from someone else. But you can give it to yourself, because here's why. What we want is always, always, always the feeling behind it. It's how we think we're going to feel when we have what we want, that we really want. And that is within our power to give to ourselves. So, for example, if what I wanted was for my sweetheart to be more generous with me, this isn't actually a hypothetical example. I've practiced being more generous with myself. Like, what is it that I want from him? Whatever that is, give it to yourself, girl. Like, show that you're capable of receiving it, and doing so puts me in the vibration of that. So whether it was more time or signs of affection, whatever it is, I can give it to myself. And as I start doing so, I'm a great match to letting others treat me that way as well. When you want, recognition or appreciation from someone else, you can give that to yourself first too. I was thinking about how before I was recording today, I published a blog post, and I put a link on my Facebook page, and then I was scrolling through everyone else's Facebook updates, and Facebook showed me my blog post. That was in my feed. It showed me my post, and no one had liked it yet. And I was like, I like it. And I liked it my own self. I'm not afraid. I know how to give myself what I want. And you know what else is cool? It's when we figure out how to give what we want to others as well. If that's recognition or kudos or support, whatever it is that you want, giving it to someone else is a cool way to get in the vibration of it as well. And you know why this matters. As conscious creators, we get it, because we can't receive what we aren't the vibration of. So when you give it to yourself, you get to practice being the vibration of what you want. I'm laughing, something of Byron Katie, she was saying to someone who wanted to be loved by someone, I don't know if it was by her dad or whatever, she said, "Oh, you think you're so easy to love? Let's see you do it." Like, we get to lead the way in giving ourselves what we want by giving it to ourselves first. Often we don't recognize how misaligned we are to receiving what we want because we don't know the vibration of having it. Rather, we're really good at knowing the vibration of wanting it, or being afraid we aren't ever going to get it, or making someone else responsible to give us something that we don't actually know how to have. So it's worth practicing how to have it. Just give it to yourself first. It's super cool. Like even with money, I know a lot of people who are manifesting financial abundance, and you're expecting money to give you the peace of mind or the freedom that you haven't even practiced yourself. Like, how do you think money's going to be able to give that to you when you don't know how to relax or how to be free? How's money supposed to be able to do that for you? You get to step up and show the way that you know how to feel this. Or maybe it's like, I don't know, something with our physical body. If someone wanted to lose weight because they wanted to feel, I don't know, what would that be? Maybe confident or satisfied or something. If that isn't something that you know how to feel yet, it's worth practicing giving that to yourself first so that you're making it really easy to receive it from other sources in other ways as well. For anyone who's wondering, well, how do I give myself confidence or freedom or satisfaction or peace of mind? Look, it's for us to choose. That's all we have to do is to choose to feel it, because we can do that. We can use our powers of focus to conjure up whatever it is we want to feel, confidence or satisfaction or peace of mind. We can use our imagination to help us feel satisfied. In fact, remember Red Ferrari guy? I've told this story before. He hired Sharon Wilson, my colleague, to double his income. That's what he wanted. And she asked him, why do you want that? And he said, because I want to buy a red Ferrari. And she said, why do you want that? And she kept asking why for every answer he gave until it boiled down to freedom. And a lot of people associate money and freedom. He is certainly not alone. So she said, okay, well then your homework is to go and find ways to feel free. And this guy did not use traditional conscious creation approaches to activate the vibration. You know, most of us, we're visualizing, we're scripting, we're journaling or affirming, whatever. No. He decides to feel free he finger painted with his toddler. That was one thing he did. And he slept naked. That was another thing he did to activate the vibration of freedom. And he stopped wearing underwear to work. It made him feel free. And he not only doubled his income, he made his annual income in 1 month. I know some of you have heard this story before, but I love it. You can probably tell, as you can hear me smiling as I repeat it. He was a small business owner. This is a sort of magic that only the universe can put together once we get in alignment with what we want. So he was a small business owner, and his company got on a bid list for a project that he never should have been qualified to bid on. He didn't meet the qualifications, but he was on the bid list. So he submitted a bid and he won the business. So he makes his annual income in 1 month. And then he goes down to here's why I love his story. He goes down to the Ferrari dealership and he picks out his car and they approve his credit. And they draw up the paperwork. And once he's sitting down, ready to sign, once it's within that kind of reach, he realizes, I'm getting goosebumps. He realizes, this isn't what I really want. What I really want is to take a sabbatical from work and take my family on a vacation. He called Sharon as he was leaving the Ferrari dealership without his car. I love that story. So there are all sorts of ways we can give ourselves what we want. Like if I were wanting accomplishment, let's say, that's one that has fueled a variety of desires for me in the past. Like if I was expecting to get that from my blog performance or my clients, or maybe even my podcast listeners to give me that in the form of reviews, I could step up and be first in line to give myself accomplishment. I could do that in all sorts of ways. I could do it by finding ways to feel accomplished based on what's already happened in my life. Like this morning, I got Sadie her medication on time and it was really easy. Or I could feel accomplished about how all winter long, I kept my driveway pretty clear of snow. I did a great job on that. Oh, another way to feel accomplished. I was talking with a new tech guy yesterday who was looking at my blog, and he saw how many blog posts, and I was like, yeah, you're right. That is a lot. I have over 1,100 blog posts on my blog. I could also conjure accomplishment in other ways. I could anticipate the accomplishment of having my next course at Good Vibe University delivered in the top-notch way I want to deliver it. Or I could imagine the accomplishment of how fabulous it's going to feel. I'm going to turn some of my grass into a meadow this spring, like a wildflower meadow and maybe some natural grasses. I don't know if it's going to be 2 different areas or one. I don't know where exactly, but it hasn't happened yet, but I could imagine it and give myself that feeling of accomplishment in advance. There are all sorts of ways for us to give ourselves what we want. I was talking with someone recently. Boy, he was sure pushing back with me on this. He was insisting that it was, I probably can't share details, but here's how it goes. It's always the feeling. It is never the circumstances. And I have so many examples of people who think, no, really, Jeanette, once I have this, I'm for sure going to feel this way. I know people who have what you say you want who aren't enjoying it. So I know that it isn't guaranteed. Once you get it, you're going to feel fabulous. If you haven't practiced feeling fabulous, nothing is going to make you feel fabulous. I hope I'm not shouting. I'm sorry, everyone, if I am. I sometimes get a little fired up. So I'm saying, when you learn to give it to yourself, you become a vibrational match to it, and that is a lovely thing. So giving ourselves what we want from another it's more powerful than expecting others to give us what we aren't aligned to yet, because we cannot receive what we don't know vibrationally yet. And it's worth giving ourselves some practice at having what we want. And it's fun too. So it's like enjoyable homework. Speaking of what we want, I got a fabulous review from Amber that, seriously, the first time I read through this, I had to stop halfway because it was making me cry. Hopefully I can read it for you today. Amber, I love this review so much. She writes, even if you're not LOA savvy and don't know the first thing about conscious creation, Jeanette will inspire you to play with your thoughts and how you perceive your surroundings. She always says in her podcasts, let's have some fun together, or thank you for playing with me. And I always say out loud with a smile on my face, okay, let's play. Amber, I can't tell you how much I love the thought that you're talking back to me as you're listening to these episodes. Okay, she writes, so that's what I do. Practice having fun with my thoughts. Yay. It's as simple as saying to yourself, what do I want to think about right now? And you feel out those better feeling thoughts that make you feel good inside. It can be really fun. I agree, Amber. It can be fun. I'm telling y'all, Jeanette is guaranteed to make you smile and laugh out loud. I'm really glad you feel that way. Not everyone does. Some people, one person wrote me by accident. She meant to forward to a friend, and her comment was, sometimes that Jeanette is just a little much. But she hit reply instead of forward. And I read her comment, and when I did, that made me laugh out loud. But anyway, Amber, I'm glad I make you laugh because not everyone responds to me that way. She tells personal stories that are relatable to everyone, and her giggle is infectious. She was born to be an LOA coach. Oh gosh, I think that's what made me cry earlier. And I promise you will gain some sort of insight from her, even after listening to one podcast. Any podcast will do. I hope I can live up to the hype, Amber. Thank you, Jeanette, for sharing, and your wisdom keeps shining. Amber, thank you for that review. You've made my day, and you're making it really easy for me to feel good. But guess what, y'all? The whole point of this episode is that I practiced feeling good before Amber ever wrote me this note. So I'm a perfect match to amazing notes like this. Amber, I feel really privileged that I'm aligned to that kind of feedback from you. Thank you so much, Amber. Thank you, everyone, for listening and for letting me into your world. I hope you're having fun with this. That's my intention with all of it. So I know that's what I'm going to go do with the rest of my day. I hope you do the same. Big love, everyone.